about to cry. And it's not even for me. It's because of what he said was so profound. Like, there is nothing wrong with you. There's nothing unlovable about you, unfixable about you. How many times does anyone get to hear something like that? Genuinely, some of you have good parents, some of you have good friends, some of you have good partners, some of you have good families. A lot of people don't. I know, I know. Josh Johnson is someone that we should protect at all costs. Like, he is a national treasure. And so when you see someone like Josh or anyone else that you like, and it appears that they're being exploited in some way, your first instinct is to dive in, warrior mode. How dare you? And I totally understand that. I feel the same way about Josh and many others. But I need to keep it real with you. Fair use is a real thing. And there's nothing in me that thinks it would be appropriate to like just re-upload something that Josh posted. So if you're seeing on my channel something that appears to be just a random rip from Josh Johnson, that is not what you have found. For me, Josh Johnson was a depression indicator. I realized that early this year, I was unable to watch him. After years and years and years of watching him, suddenly I would see it come up on my YouTube, or I might even start it, watching the live, and I would just start crying or have this horrible reaction or just shut down or just like tune out and not listen. And I realized after a few times, and then like a month went by and I just could not watch, or I had to wait till certain days later to watch the specials. Well, I guess they're weekly sets, because it's not a special when you're doing it every week and you're not repeating the same stuff. Anyways, but I realized, like, oh my gosh, I have so lost my joy that even someone that I watch to cheer me up, I can't. Because if you've ever felt that kind of sadness, I think that the closest most people will have come to feeling this is if you've ever experienced like a loss, like a death in your family or something, where you're inconsolable and there's just this feeling like being happy is an insult to them or something. Like, that is how I was feeling. I have been deep in mourning for the past year, and I just didn't even realize it. And so one of the beautiful things about Josh and about all my favorite storytellers in the world is that in the midst of many, not all, but many of the sets that he does, he actually has a deeper message. And I think that, I don't know his method, right? But in my mind, I feel like Josh Johnson either takes the topics of the week and just lets the funny flow, right? Let me just think of what this makes me think of. What is this like? What can this be compared to? Or Josh thinks of something really serious that he wants to say that he knows won't be received well. Because in the Erica Badu, in the words of Erica Badu, some people don't like their hate interrupted. I'm paraphrasing. Some people don't want to hear a message, a positive message, don't want to receive a lesson when they're mad and when they feel like they have this righteous indignation. But the truth is, even good people can do bad things. And I'm not even talking about like bad, right? I'm talking like holding things that we shouldn't be holding on to, watching or receiving things and consuming things that are just upsetting us or whatever. And I feel like Josh has this way of reaching people by providing a really solid comedy show, but also in those, there's like a flow to shows, right? In those moments coming down, he gets real. And what I've noticed is that sometimes he waits till the latter part of the show to do it. And so in my mind, I feel like there's a lot of people who, if they don't know him, if they're really not into his type of comedy, whatever, if that even exists, by the way, right? Like, but they're missing, I don't want to say the real Josh Johnson, because I feel like all these different parts of who he is and what he presents are real, but they're missing some of the most beautiful things. Like, they're missing things that they need to hear. They need to hear it, you guys. And so something happened. I don't know what it was, but last year I just knew like people were missing it and I wanted to share it. And so I did some cuts, and even before I actually like downloaded and all this different stuff, I'm taking time, I'm reflecting on what he's saying. I spend so much time, because I have ADHD, kind of like doing a lot of hesitation and processing and over processing. So there's hours of that. And then I have to get the video, which takes time because I don't know how to do it right. Then I have to edit it and cut it and remove every single sound, the laughter that, frankly, in my most depressed moments, I could not listen to that. I could not listen to people being joyful, to people having a good time, because I was not okay. But I needed to hear from someone like Josh Johnson. Really, I needed to hear from him because I have had like, he's my best friend in my silly little brain. I don't mind being a little bit delusional. It's fine. But it's been like that for me for a while. And so being able to share that with people, I feel like I'm getting the things that I needed out there for other people in a way that most people probably wouldn't give Josh the time to do. Maybe now, maybe more people than before might. Maybe as people begin to understand the heart of who Josh really is. Like, Josh is one of the most gracious people on the planet, I believe. I've never seen or heard otherwise. Just look on the internet, just listen to him. But I feel like there's so many people who, like, in my mind, I think everybody knows him, and maybe now more people do, but no, there's still people all over the world who would never ever hear a message from him. Do you know how many people out there just aren't into comedy like that? And so I just hope that if you've been having a tough time, and if you're struggling even to listen to something that should bring you joy, I've been there, not just once or twice. Like, I've lived in a very constant state of depression for a really long time, of anxiety for a really long time. I've got PTSD in every which way you can think. I just really, really want people to be able to experience the peace that can come from someone who just sees you and who just gets it, and who is willing to speak the truth. Like, I know that's one of the reasons why the people who don't like me generally are not nice people. I'm not like, oh, they don't like me, so they're mean. No, like, people who just are just distasteful, like, ugh, you're gross. That's how they feel about me. It's almost always people who just hate everyone, and they hate me the most because I'm direct and I speak the truth and I ask questions that, why are we asking this? It's to the point where that's what made me start questioning if I had autism like 10 years ago, long before everybody became trendy. Not to say that it's trendy, but it's like, it's trendy to say you think you have it, right? Even if you actually do and you can't get diagnosed because you can't afford it type stuff, right? So it's like, Josh is one of those people, but Josh, because he's also very kind and he's very sweet, I still think he's got a little snark under there, but he doesn't give it to people. He does it on stage. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to give it to you directly, I don't think. It's like, people need to experience that. People need to know that there is so much more to what he has to share, and he can help you see things in ways that other people can't. And I'm hoping that more and more people get to see that, get to experience that. But until that happens, until Josh starts doing speeches, traveling, and they're being put up to where we all get to experience that person, I'm going to keep doing what I do. If Josh or someone from his team wants to come in and say, hey, we don't need your help, fine. It is what it is. But again, if you don't understand fair use on YouTube and you're trying to protect him, I just think you're going to miss out on what I'm trying to share. Because if you're watching an hour-long special and I'm having to cut out chunks, like it's not even like the stuff I'm putting up is I'm just like taking the entire 30 minutes where he has this kind of conversation. No, I'm going in and I'm just grabbing only what fits the point. And Josh has his tangents. I think that's where his shows are so interesting, especially for somebody like me. And I have to go through all that. I have to cut out everything. So when I tell you, like, the work that I'm putting into this, not even just being like a newer creator, I know how to edit pretty well and pretty quickly, and it still takes me a lot of time. So that's the first of all. But the second of all is, have you actually watched one? Have you actually sat down and watched one of the videos that I make when I call it like an impromptu speech or a TED talk? Because to me, that's what it is. I just feel like even the most recent one that I put out, I'm about to cry. And it's not even for me. It's because of what he said was so profound. Like, there is nothing wrong with you. There's nothing unlovable about you, unfixable about you. How many times does anyone get to hear something like that? Genuinely, some of you have good parents, some of you have good friends, some of you have good partners, some of you have good families. A lot of people don't. So I'm not really here to defend what I'm doing, but it's more so to help you understand, like, I'm not trying to ride Josh's clout or whatever. I am legitimately, I believe, one of his biggest fans. I don't know if that's actually true. But I was watching Josh before, like, I sought him out. I used to search to go and find him. Like, I don't know. I feel like there's so many people who only know of Josh as like a political person because of how he's been on the Daily Show, writing, and now he's hosting. And so, like, But I believed for like the last year and a half, 2 years, that the whole point of him showing that he could do these sets every single week was to prove that he could be the official only Daily Show host. I believed that for years. And now when you're seeing his numbers, he's proving it. But guess what? There are going to be so many people out there who don't do politics, who don't know that Josh even is like a black person, because a lot of the stuff that he talks about is more like American, not necessarily specific culture. And so that can often put someone brown into like, oh, you're just into like white America. But Josh is like a real person. And there's so much I think people are going to miss now that he's popular. And I just want people to see that. And I want people to get those messages. So if you have found that Josh and his content in your toughest moments is hard, just because it's like, you get it. I know you, if you get it, you get it. And if you don't, you don't. I'm not going to explain it again. I just want you to consider checking out some of that stuff, or even going and finding his channel and watching some of the podcasts and just starting to hang out with him, because Josh is a vibe and the people he has around him are a vibe. And I think that we are going to miss that about him. And I think we're going to miss some of the important things he has to say because there's no punchline behind it. So please forgive me if it offends you that I have posted this stuff, but I'm going to keep doing it unless Josh himself asks me. And otherwise, please check it out. If I ever make money, just so you guys know, I've had a homeless ministry since 2007. Like, I'm a full on giver, philanthropist, shirt off my back kind of person. You don't have to worry about me. If I ever make any money from a single Josh Johnson video, I'm just going to find whatever he is interested in, like whatever charities he does, I'll just go donate to them, or I'll go and donate. Like right now, if I was monetized and I was making money off of his stuff, I would probably just go and send it to Jamaica, because that's what's going on today. I just want to make sure that anybody who feels uncomfortable knows it is so much bigger than thinking I could. If I were to only post Josh Johnson stuff on my channel, my algorithm is going to then make it to where that's all people would want to show. If you haven't noticed, I'm mixed and so is my channel. I can't just do that. So please don't put that on me, Ricky Bobby. Don't. All right, if you're interested in hanging out with somebody like me when I'm not upset or sad or trying to defend myself or whatever, well, join me in 2026. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm doing a challenge right now where I'm doing 30 videos as quickly as I can to push past the ADHD paralysis, the procrastination. Go check it out. I started this channel in 2021. Yep, that's right. 2021. And I posted even some videos on it in 2023, I think, 2024. And I just, you know what I mean? I just gotta go for it, because I didn't want to show my face and all this dumb stuff. Like, what am I talking about? So this is just me kind of info dumping, 4 years of like all this stuff that I want to say. But I promise that very soon there's going to be some really, really cool content. And really, I guess my real promise is that I will be less dysregulated and overstimulated the next few times that you see me after the 30 videos. Okay. So I hope that this helps, and I hope that you will kind of take the time to see what's going on around here. I really, really want to be more like Josh Johnson. What would Josh Johnson do? Sorry. But I hope that if you resonate with that, if you're that kind of person, that you'll stick around and see what we got going on around here. So I'll see you later. And I post videos maybe on Wednesday, definitely on Wednesdays, right? But maybe on Saturday, I don't know. Maybe I'll do more. I don't know. But just check it out. Give this video a like and leave a comment in the comments section if you think anything about what I said was anything at all. Okay? Cool. All right, I'll see you. Okay, get out of here. Get out of here.